So let's have a little chat of give and take with spirits and when working with other entities. Okay, so first off, a little bookkeeping. So you guys are going to see this video several months after the day that I'm actually recording it, because right now it is the 14th of April, and you guys aren't going to see this until I think July, so you'll get an idea of how much ahead of time I make videos. But so, a couple of things. One, I have several classes on Patreon now that you guys can sign up for. It's a one-time fee, and then you get access to the class material. Two, I have the ability to now do memberships here on YouTube, so it's pretty awesome. You guys can get email priority in terms of asking me questions. You guys are anybody that signs up for the membership is going to get a shout out on my channel, just like my Patreon list that you guys see at the beginnings of every video. And let's see what else. Let's see. You also get a specific Magickology badge to show your loyalty whenever you guys are commenting. And I'm probably going to be adding some more perks, but I actually just got it as of today, April 14th. And we'll see how it goes and what I add to it and what perks I'm able to do and figure this out, because this whole membership thing is also new to me. So anyway, let's get back to give and take with spirits. So when we work with spirits, like the 50 Names of Marduk, demons, entities, elementals, those of the Goesha and others, it's give and take. What I want you to think about is when you work for someone, you work for a paycheck. If you're helping someone out, usually it's a give and take. It's a bartering system. Hey, you do this for me, I'll do this for you. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. That kind of stuff. So let me switch over to my notes and we will continue. So, any work with spirits requires an exchange. Spirits, like people, will not do something for nothing. Spirits especially, they don't like to be constrained or called with your intent to control them. You're trying to get an audience with an entity that basically functions a lot differently than you, and they already take some of their energy and yours, depending on what your spell work is, if you use your own personal energy or if you have an external energy source or something that they will use to help manifest their presence here, right? But they are not exactly of and from this realm. So if you're gonna bug them, you should make it worth their time. So offerings, they can range according to like the different pantheons that they come from, or a spirit might actually tell you, hey, for working with you, I want this. So some examples of those things could be like, pine, sandalwood, cedar, incense. Like for the Simon Necronomicon, you could have different offerings of different kinds of food. Maybe that spirit would want you to make them a piece of artwork, or maybe even set up a shrine for them or an altar for them and venerate them for a certain period of time. These are kinds of things that you're going to have to figure out when you work with a spirit. So if you intend on asking a spirit for help, like what I do, when I'm working with the Simon Necronomicon and when I'm helping other people, because I also do magic for hire now, hells yeah. If you want to book that, email me, priestofthenecro@gmail.com. You guys ever see that episode of Breaking Bad with the fly, right? I got a gnat flying around here right now, and all I want to do is kill it, but instead I'm continuing to film. So it's like that episode. Anyway, back to the notes. You guys can tell I'm a little excited and a little energetic, but all right. So, let's see. Talk about that. Okay. So, here's some advice on what kinds of things to offer and get some ideas, right? Research the culture the entity or spirit or demon or whatever, what have you, is from to get an idea of what offerings to bring to the table. Although working with them may reveal they want something else, but it does give you an idea of what to bring to the working you plan on doing with them. So you might bring something, a particular incense, or maybe just a ceremonial thing like, wine, pure water, beer for libations, some incense, something to burn, maybe some herbs to burn, something like that, and that will help in them manifesting, yes, but they might be like, okay, that's cool, keep it coming, and do it on a regular basis, or okay, that's good enough for the working that you want me to do for you. Or they might be like, hey, let's change it up a little bit. And you guys are going to get a sense of this kind of stuff when you have a one-on-one with that spirit. Now, when it comes to working with spirits, I've talked about this before, but you've got to keep an open mind. You've got to practice meditation. You've got to have your mind open for the subtle impressions and stuff, because we are the antennas through which these entities and stuff communicate. So they will communicate through us, through what we interpret, what we feel, what we hear. Even some synchronistic events and things might trigger some communication. So if I ask a question and I hear a random bump in the night, right? Sure, those things could be random, but it just happened to be right after I asked a question. So I'm going to take that as a sign of an answer. There was one time when I was talking with one of the other magic buddies that I have, D.H. Thorne, where when he was doing a working, he asked a question and a train horn went off. And it's that synchronistic kind of thing. That train horn could have gone off at any time, but it just so happened to happen right after he asked that question. And when we work with spirits, we take these things as communication until they prove otherwise. So, let's see if I got anything else in my notes here. Let's see. When you work with a spirit that requires the use of a sigil that you make for the working, it's also customary to keep the sigil around in most cases, unless a particular tradition says otherwise, until the working is complete. And then the sigil is burnt to free the spirit's attachment to it. So, that's particular with the 50 Names of Marduk, for example, where you have that sigil with you, or hidden away, depending on the situation, of course. And then, when the working has manifested itself, you give thanks to the spirit and you burn it. Right? That's my suggestion for that. So when you give thanks to the spirit, be sure to give them a little more of that offering. So I would burn some of the incense that I have and give thanks, and with intention and visualization, release the energetic bond to that sigil, so it becomes nothing more than just a plain old banal piece of paper. And then I rip it, usually in several pieces, and then I burn them. So, now this has been some chit-chat about how to do the give and take with spirits when it comes to offerings and things like that. Let me know what you guys have done when it comes to working with spirits, what kind of offerings you make, and what things you have done. Maybe you have done something like paid homage to a particular spirit for a given period of time in order to have them teach you something or work with you on something. Maybe you have just stuck with, old school incense. Maybe you've done libations. I don't know. You guys let me know, because this is always a conversation. This is always a back and forth where I teach you guys what I know and I talk about what I know, and then I learn from you guys, which I'm looking forward to it. So good hunting. Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook at Magickology YT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.